Why do so many people think that LGBTQ+ stuff is unnatural? Having abnormal traits is natural. I don't think people know what natural means. Natural simply means to exist in, are caused by nature. Basically with how normalized being straight is. And religion pushing a heteronormative narrative for thousands of years. Many people believe you are born inherently straight. People think it's a choice or a radicalization that happens that make people gay or bi or trans or anything else. The process of finding your sexuality and self-discovery also plays into the narrative of, it happened unnaturally. They were straight but got turned gay, when in reality a gay man finally understood a piece of themselves. Sexuality and gender is messy and complex, and our culture adapted a lot of antinormal attitudes. Because most people are straight. There's your reply. Some people are really good at just repeating what they were taught. That they use their personal feelings as evidence. They think anything that isn't reproducing and getting stronger is a waste. Pav. I am straight equals it is unnatural to me, plus I see the world from my own perspective equals I see it as unnatural. There are more sociological components that go into it, but I'd argue this is the foundation. I agree it is natural. And I agree it has existed forever. But I'm curious what evidence you have that it existed in hunter-gatherer societies. Again, I agree that it did. I just wasn't aware of any hard evidence of it. A handful of books, writings from 2K years ago. Not that I disagree with your points. But do we have any records on homosexuality being a thing in hunter-gatherer societies? I don't think unnatural is the right word given its definition. The right word would be abnormal. In a more animalistic natural, existing in or caused by nature, not made or caused by humankind sense. LGBT people would simply exist, but they would be unable to reproduce or continue to exist with their own peculiar traits. They can function in a way, although they are bug, but not a feature. Because a very natural God used his natural superpowers to create the world out of natural magic. But he is very naturally opinionated on what we can or can't do, even though he knows what we are going to do anyways naturally, and even sets out natural tests with magical natural fruit, so we will naturally fail because of a natural talking snake. They absolutely care about what's natural. Controversial question. What makes humans have sex anyways? Why do you as a kid would find sex disgusting, but as an adult appealing? I am not pro-LGBTQ. So I ask, why is it necessary to involve sex where it is not needed? Because 95% of the world is straight. I think it's because clearly the human body is built for a man and woman to reproduce. So if your brain tells you you are attracted to the same sex, it's clearly incorrect. It should be telling you to be attracted to the opposite sex. Doesn't matter though, we should respect people for who they are. If they're so concerned with being natural, they should turn in their smartphones and talk with a rock. Honest question to straight people on this thread. Has the sight of two same-sex people being affectionate actually upset or angered you? As a natural response rather than a learned one, if that makes sense? I've never understood how it's different from straight people being affectionate. Same thing happened with being left-handed. Most are right. Left means evil because it's not the norm, so not natural. Humans are amazing, but we're still idiots. A significant number of people are subclinical narcissists, and they cannot imagine someone being unlike them. That someone may not be like them. They take extremely personal, and the only way that they can keep their ego intact with these narc traits their self is very fragile, is to treat LGBTQA+ like a personal attack. And they will rationalize any excuse to justify the bigotry required to allow them to feel superior. That's part of it. The second is that there's a large chunk of society that totally, or nearly totally, lacks cognitive empathy. It's the type of empathy that tells you that someone in the next city, or state, or country, or halfway around the world, is just like you, with needs for safety, love, stable government, validation, etc. You can understand. Others are not outside of your realm of understanding. Tons of people flat out don't have this type of empathy at all. A significant number of them, because of environmental impacts of lead pollution and poisoning. Lead not just lowers a person's IQ, it significantly impacts their empathy. This is why the profound hatred and discomfort of LGBTQ is seen among elders. They were heavily impacted by environmental lead, and it killed their empathy. This is also why so many vote so conservative. There's then just general bigotry and homophobia, but the above two are two other reasons it can exist in addition to that. Mostly because of sexual dimorphism. Most humans do not have both male and female body parts. With this in mind, I recognize that intrauterine hormonal influences could have made me the way I am. It may not be the norm, but just because something is abnormal doesn't mean it's always bad. Because they think that because we are biologically supposed to reproduce, that being gay is unnatural. You're removing yourself from the gene pool.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. TooAfraidToAsk is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.